Most gardeners are accidentally training pests to survive stronger sprays every season. They see aphids, mites, fungus gnats, or caterpillars, immediately reach for expensive pesticides, then wonder why the infestations come back worse a few weeks later. What's actually happening is that many modern sprays kill beneficial predators, weaken plant resilience, and disrupt the microbial balance that naturally keeps pest populations under control. Meanwhile, one of the most effective pest control powders is sitting quietly in the pantry aisle for about $2. Cinnamon. And before you dismiss this as another internet gardening myth, I tested it for 2 full seasons in raised beds, seed starting trays, containers, and hydroponic transition systems. Used correctly, cinnamon solved problems that chemical sprays barely touched. Before I explain exactly how I use it, one tool that made a huge difference in diagnosing pest problems was the Humus-Rich 4-in-1 soil moisture meter. A lot of fungal outbreaks and pest infestations are actually moisture problems first. Overwatered soil creates weak roots and stressed plants that pests target immediately. I started checking root zone moisture instead of guessing, especially in seed trays and containers, and it prevented a lot of disease before it even started. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. The first thing cinnamon changed for me was damping off disease in seedlings. If you've ever started tomatoes, peppers, basil, or lettuce indoors, you've probably seen it. Seedlings look healthy one day, then suddenly collapse at the stem overnight. Most gardeners blame bad seeds or weak genetics, but in reality, damping off is usually caused by fungal pathogens thriving in overly moist conditions. I tested cinnamon powder directly on seed starting mix after planting. Just a very light dusting across the surface. Not thick piles. Within one growing cycle, fungal losses drop dramatically. The reason is simple. Cinnamon contains natural antifungal compounds that suppress certain surface fungi without sterilizing the soil completely. That's important because many chemical fungicides wipe out beneficial microbes too, creating an even weaker growing environment later. And this gets more interesting once you see what happened in my cucumber beds. The second use surprised me even more. Ant control. Most gardeners ignore ants because they don't directly eat crops. Big mistake. Ants often protect aphids and other sap-sucking pests because they feed on the sugary honeydew those insects produce. I had one pepper bed where aphids kept returning no matter how many sprays I used. Then I noticed aggressive ant activity around the stems. So instead of spraying the plants again, I dusted cinnamon in thin rings around the base of the beds and along the ant pathways. Within days, ant traffic dropped sharply, and the aphid population started collapsing because natural predators finally had access. That's something many gardeners miss entirely. Pest outbreaks are often ecosystem imbalances, not isolated problems. And cinnamon works because it disrupts several of those systems at once without coating your garden in harsh chemicals. Now here's where most people ruin the method. They apply too much. Heavy layers of cinnamon can form crusts when wet and interfere with airflow around seedlings. In containers especially, too much powder traps moisture unevenly near the surface. I use very light applications only, usually reapplied after heavy watering or rain. In raised beds, I combine cinnamon with mulch instead of using it alone. A light dusting under shredded leaves or straw works far better than leaving exposed powder sitting on the surface. And this next part is important if you grow in humid climates. Cinnamon is not a miracle cure for severe fungal infections already established deep inside plants. If powdery mildew completely covers squash leaves, cinnamon alone won't save the crop. But as an early preventative tool, especially during humid weather swings, it works remarkably well. One of the best tests I ran involved hydroponic lettuce transitions. When seedlings moved from water systems into soil, fungal stress around the roots sometimes triggered stem rot during the adjustment phase. A tiny dusting of cinnamon around transplant holes reduced losses noticeably, especially in cooler wet conditions. The same thing happened with cuttings. Basil and tomato cuttings rooted more reliably when the cut stem was lightly coated before planting. Again, not thick layers. Just enough to coat the surface lightly. And honestly, this exposed something bigger about modern gardening advice. Too many gardeners treat every pest problem like a chemical emergency instead of asking why the problem appeared in the first place. Weak airflow, unstable moisture, exposed soil, overfertilization, and poor microbial balance create most pest explosions. Healthy plants growing in stable soil systems naturally resist pressure far better. That's why some gardens seem constantly attacked while others nearby stay relatively balanced. It's usually not luck. It's biology. After using cinnamon strategically for a couple seasons, I stopped relying on aggressive pesticide rotations almost entirely for several crops. Not because cinnamon replaced everything, but because healthier growing conditions reduce the need for constant intervention in the first place. And that's the real lesson here. The best gardeners aren't the ones spraying the strongest chemicals. They're the ones understanding how moisture, microbes, insects, fungi, and plant stress interact together. Once you understand that system, cheap pantry ingredients start outperforming expensive products surprisingly often. If you found this useful, subscribe to FarmLogic because we focus on practical soil biology and real-world gardening systems, not recycled gardening myths. And share this with someone spending a fortune on pesticides while ignoring the conditions creating the pest problems in the first place.